Hi there. So I have a fun thing we're going to do together today. We're doing karma cards, and I want to give you a mini lesson from my online school, Modern Mystic Society, which hopefully I'll be able to relaunch this year. It's a rebrand of School for Spirit. So this lesson, this telepathy class, mini lesson, is coming directly from my School for Spirit teachings. And I can't wait to share it with you. It's a really, really fun practice. And I think that it's going to be a really great time to start practicing telepathy. And the feeling I got was this. It's just right now, humanity, we're knitting closer together than ever before. So it's interesting to watch the fact that just because we're socially distancing does not mean that we are separated. In fact, we are knitting closer together emotionally than ever before. Because of this, skills that all human beings are born with are starting to kind of come online. They're starting to really develop, and one of those skills is telepathy. So I thought it would be fun to give you the practice that I use to develop telepathy and share that practice with you. Now here online on Facebook Live, we won't get the chance to like sit down and me look at you and you look at me and do telepathy like that. But I am going to teach you how to do it, how to get it going. And you can take this and practice it in all sorts of ways, which I am excited to share with you. And of course, we're going to do some karma cards, get the karma cards message for this week. Let's start by talking about telepathy and how it works. Telepathy is a natural human extrasensory skill. In fact, telepathy is how nature communicates. It's how animals communicate with one another, how they're communicating with nature, how nature's communicating with us, how the animal world communicates with us is through telepathy. Human beings also use telepathy. We don't always know that we're doing it, but we do. We have the ability to communicate, feel into situations, and feel each other and send each other energy. So what telepathy is, it's not just words. I mean, I should have asked, what do you guys think telepathy is? I kind of gave it away a little bit. Kind of gave away what telepathy is. So language, we tend to think about telepathy almost as if it's language that's unspoken, right? We're just saying the words in our head. But language itself actually slows down our thought process. And we all know this. We've all had that spinning mind moment where the thoughts are coming so fast that the words literally can't keep up. We all have these moments where the thoughts are coming so fast that the mouth can't keep up with the mind. And sometimes words aren't even a match to what we're trying to communicate or express. Telepathy is not thinking, it's not words in the mind only. Telepathy is almost like an energetic package that delivers a whole kind of experience to one another. Instead of dialogue, it's telepathically communicated. So much comes in with telepathy. For example, sometimes words come in, a lot of times it's a visual that will come in. Feelings. Big one. Emotions, right? Emotions. Sometimes sensation comes with that. But it's almost like an entire package that we deliver to one another. So I know you've experienced this. I know you've had this experience either with a very close loved one. Sometimes we get it with, a lot of times people who are very close to their animal companions will get these, right? Sometimes we get these from nature itself. It's a little package of information. It's almost like a story unfolds in your head, and words are almost barely a part of it. So when you think about telepathy, I want you to understand that it's more of a package of information. It's almost like a little story that gets delivered to you, and that's going to make it easier to understand. So everybody has this ability, but not everybody utilizes it, and sometimes we accidentally block it. The thing that blocks telepathy the most for most people is it's one of two things. One is I don't believe it exists. So as soon as whatever we decide about something, we get to experience. That in quantum physics, that's called the observer effect. So what we observe about life is what we will experience. A reticular activator in the back of our brain will literally filter out any information that doesn't match, right? So if we say, I don't believe telepathy exists, you get to be right and you don't experience telepathy. That's one way we accidentally block it. Good news there. Open yourself up to the possibility that it's a real thing. As we open the possibility up, like, let me see if this is real, even if we're just kind of like testing it, that allows, you are reprogramming the filter, the reticular activating system in the back of the skull there, and you're allowing data to come in now that would match the possibility of telepathy. So that's one way to help unblock yourself. Another way that we accidentally block ourselves from being able to use our own telepathic ability is we decide, yeah, I believe in telepathy, sure. And there's some amazing people out there like the animal communicator who can communicate with wild animals. She's incredible. She's special. I'm not. She has it. I don't. How many people are accidentally guilty of that one, right? Like, it's too good. It is too much, right? It's too grand a gift and you just can't accept it. So that's another way that we accidentally block telepathy, is we decide that somehow it does exist, but we are not worthy of it, or it's a special gift that only select people get and we don't. So number one, your belief in it, whether you believe or you don't, can end up adding it or blocking it. Two is our belief in ourself. So, and that's where I see most people struggle. So people who are interested in the subject tend to believe in it. They just don't believe they have it. So here is what I want to gift you. Gift number one. Yes, you do. Yes, you do have it. Those of us who, like I said, have a deep connection with an animal, for example, tend to naturally unlock this a little bit. Two, those of us who are parents tend to naturally unblock it. Something just like unlocks for parents around this, because we have a need and a desire to keep our children safe and secure, and we unlock that ability out of pure survival necessity. So, and it's something that we allow, but we believe it only is going to kick on in emergency or extreme situations. Which is why we might not be experiencing it all the time. Although, and for the moms out there watching, you might have that special mom ability that freaks your kids out about like knowing what they're going to do next, right? Like, give me a thumbs up if you're one of those moms who's like, put it back, and they're like, you're not even looking at them. They're behind you in another room, but you just know that they're grabbing something that they shouldn't be touching. And you're like, put it back, put it down, put it away. If you're that mom, thumbs up. That's telepathy right there for you. The first thing to be able to activate or use it is just to simply understand that it's natural. It's definitely, they say that in ancient Egypt, they didn't speak. They used telepathy. Do we know this for sure? No, but, with the hieroglyphics, and we're looking at those, and their mouth is always closed, and yet they're communicating to one another, would suggest that they were regularly using telepathy. Telepathy is not an ancient skill. It is very much alive. And in a time where we are separated physically, we are connecting more emotionally. And guess what telepathy needs the most? Is a really good connection. Right? A really good energetic connection, and our emotional connection to others really can create a strong bond. So remember as kids, or remember the 2 tin cans with the wire, the little line of string going between the 2 tin cans. You can kind of think of telepathy like that. That's how it sort of looks in energy. What we have is one person over here, and the line, the string, is actually an energetic thread. And we actually have many to certain people. But we always have at least one strong line of energetic thread that goes from point A to point B. So in order to open up the telepathy, we need to understand, in the Hawaiian culture, they call these the aka threads. And I love that. That just stuck out for me. The lines of aka, which are how everything is connected to one another. So I want you to see that there's energetic lines that connect us all. And they are like our own little energy telephone system in a way. But remember, with telepathy, it's not just words we're sending, it's energetic packages. All right? So if you're ready to try a telepathy practice with me now, give me a thumbs up. I would love for you to grab a pen and paper so you can take notes and keep this with you. I will post this to YouTube. However, it can take me a couple days to do that. And when I do, I will make a one sheet for you, like a worksheet you can grab off my YouTube channel, off this video, that you could simply download and have the instructions. But step number 1, for the sake of practice, this step is important. For general use, once you get good at it, you can kind of pick you can start on step 2. You need to pick a person you feel easy connection with. Now here's where it gets exciting. This can be a person that you are very close to, that you have a good relationship with, you love deeply. So ease is important for learning telepathy. You need to not have to have emotional fences you have to jump over, right? Excellent. Ease. So pick a person who's easy for you to communicate with. Best friend. You can pick a pet that works, although you won't get a lot of confirmation back. I mean, you will get confirmation, just not the verbal that you might be looking for. Telepathy works with human beings. It works from human to animal, domestic and wild animal, human to nature, and human to spirit, meaning you can use this to communicate with those on the other side. So what I would say for the sake of newbie exercise is pick somebody, a person who's easy to communicate with already, who's alive, so that you can get confirmation from them. That will help you develop self-trust, okay? Then, after you start feeling like I can do this, then you can add animals. You can add loved ones on the other side, okay? Telepathy works with all of that. Okay, step 2. First, you want to do what I call tune the heartstrings. So I want you to imagine that person now, like you can look into their eyes. So you're closing your eyes and you're imagining looking into theirs. They do not need to be in the room. It actually works better if they're not. You just want to imagine looking into that person's eyes that you chose. See them smiling back at you. Like really develop the visual image in your mind of them sitting there with you. And then what I want you to do is, as you're tuning into them, as you see their eyes and them smiling at you, I want you to notice, is there a part of your body that you feel them in? For example, my bestie Rach, when I do this with her, I feel her on I have to think about this, the left side of my body. So where do you feel this person in your body? When you're seeing their eyes, in your mind's eye, smiling at you, saying, hey, how's it going? And then you feel them. Where? It might take a few tries to recognize this feeling. You might feel like a tickle in your stomach. You might feel like a relaxation on your shoulders. You might feel them in your third eye. There's no wrong place to feel your friend. But where do you feel them? what we're trying to do is establish where that energy thread between you and your loved one is connected. There's a ton of points of contact on your body that are connecting people, but we tend to have a specific spot vibrationally in the body where we're connecting with the other person's the pain in the butt. Of course you'd say that. I'm sure that's where my husband feels me. Anyway, we feel people vibrationally in our body, and it tends to hang out in the same area. Why I want you to identify this is because it works like a calling card. When you start sending them telepathy and they start sending it back, when you feel where the ping is in the body, you'll know who it is. You'll also get the sensation, and you'll get the story package that they deliver. But this does help. So a couple of ways that we can practice finding that feeling and the thread is, again, focusing in on their face. See their eyes. See them smiling. Now send that love and appreciation to the visual you've got, and then see them sending it back to you. You'll start to feel the spot vibrationally in the body where you recognize their signature, their energy signature. And then what you can do, the next step, is to say their name. Right? They're not in the room physically. They don't have to be there physically. They don't even have to be in the same state or place as you. But you would still see them in your mind's eye, smiling, sending love. You send love, and you say their name out loud, and you'll feel your voice resonate where they are. You will feel your voice resonate where their signature is in your own energetic field. And you can practice saying it without sound. So you'd say it in your mind's eye. You'd say their name. Say it again out loud. Do it silently. See what I'm saying? You're testing. You're testing that it's like you're plucking that string, the Aka thread that I told you about, the energetic string. You're like pluck, pluck, check, 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 right? Once you've established this, now you know where the connection is. And this is something that I find is actually more important to practice this part. It's the mic check, if you will, between you and the other person. And this is like, I want you to think telepathy like making a phone call. So to make a proper phone call, you need to intend who you're going to call. If you just pick up your phone and say, Siri, call, she can dial anybody, right? And that you're not going to know who you're getting through. Telepathy is the same. We start with who you gonna call, right? Who are you calling? And sending the intention of calling. So then we picture them, we see their eyes, we send them love, we feel them in our body, we say their name, and then once we feel like we've established where they are, we send the intention of, are you available? Are you available? That's the first question. So you're asking, are you there? Are you available? And you're asking it with your mind. And you, again, focus only on them. You're focusing on their eyes, their smile. Are you available? You will, the first thing that comes back will be the answer. And it can come in many forms. It could come, like I said, as a story package. That might look like this. I reach out, I ask my friend, are you available, after connecting with their energetic signature? And I might get a no, or they turn their head away at the same time. I might hear no and get a head turn, meaning they're not paying attention or they're not available. If I were to get the energetic return of yes, you might see a smile get broader. You might hear yes. You might get the nod. You might get a tingly vibrational feeling. That's how you'll know if they're receptive or picking up what you are putting out. Now, here's the tricky part. If you're practicing this with someone and they don't know you're doing it, can they get your message? Okay, wow, everybody's saying yes, and that is true. Yes, they can. Second question for you. You're contacting them, sending them telepathy. They don't consciously know you're doing it. They accept the call. Who are you talking to then? Their conscious mind or their subconscious mind? What do you think? Is subconscious? Okay, you guys got it. You guys you're pros. You're so pro. I'm so proud. Yes, you're talking to their subconscious mind. And this is where we can go down the rabbit hole. So I'm going to try and stay on track. Higher self and subconscious mind, those are actually interchangeable terms. They're just different levels of the subconscious mind. Absolutely. You guys got it. The subconscious mind. So here's what could happen on their end. They might have, it depends on like how busy their conscious mind is. They might accidentally or unintentionally pick you up and go, whoa, I just heard Tim's voice. That's weird. And think of you. That could happen. They could totally absorb it, not be conscious of it at all, have dreams about you. They could pick it up days later when they're like deep in thought. So yes, everybody's got this. Everybody's got this. So what we're practicing initially is first identify the frequency, right? Identify the person in your own body. Send them the strong intention of, I want to talk to you. Wait for them to respond to your call. Now, you might get a yes, and then if you do, you can practice sending something to them. And what I want you to think about is a package of energy. Now, this one is the advanced step. And this is where, taking a class on telepathy, like what I teach, this is where you need to practice it, and you're like, okay, because this is a little bit more advanced. But if you can identify them, contact them, say hi, get a response back, you're already like on your way, okay? You're on your way to doing this. You can try to send them a package of information. You want to keep it simple. And this is where it gets tricky because it takes high levels of concentration to send the message. Okay, so what I mean by a package of information is you want to give them more than just a word. Repeat, like I tried this in the beginning when I first started doing it, where you just say the word like coffee, 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 coffee over and over, and it just they get like hot, round, and flat, and you're like, what? But it's because of the inspecificity on our part. So we want to send a more complete package. So if I wanted to send the image of coffee, right? It would help me if I had a cup of coffee with me and I was looking at it and I was absorbing that image. I was trying to take in everything I see and impress it on my mind's eye. It might even help if I imagined drinking it, the flavor. It would help me if I could smell it or at least imagine the smell of coffee and how that feels as it goes through the body, right? It would help if I said coffee or thought coffee as I looked at it and got really specific and put as much detail and information into that thought as I could, and then sent it. Now, here's what might come back. They might, and this does happen, but they might come back with, I don't know why, but I feel like we should hang out. Like, do you want to get a cup of coffee? Like, that could happen, right? From sending that. It takes a lot of concentration. Here's the funny thing. If you're not fully concentrated on the information that you're trying to send, like, for example, one time I was trying to send Rach and I have practiced this a lot together. One time I was trying to send her a picture of a crystal. And the image of a crystal, I was trying to get her to say crystal to me. And she's in Australia, I'm in the US, so we really can't cheat. I mean, it's genuine telepathy. And I'm sitting on my bed, and at the time I had a bedspread that had big circles on it, and it was covered in these big circles. And the crystal was on the bed in front of me, and I'm staring at it, and I'm like, crystal, crystal, crystal. And my eyes are going all soft, and I'm trying to focus, but I got lost in the pattern on the bed, and I was just like, pretty soon I stopped focusing in on the actual image of the crystal, and I started just kind of like saying it in my head over and over while kind of lazily looking at the bedspread. And she's like, I don't know why, but I keep seeing like rings or circles. Like I'm getting like circles all over. And I'm like, circles? And then I realized that I had checked out a little bit and I was staring at the bedspread, and she was almost like, you know, looking through my eyes at what I was seeing. So it's really interesting about, as we get more advanced, a big part of it is understanding being direct in our intent and focus. If we start wandering in our mind, as we tend to do, we'll send something. It just won't be what we intended to send. We absolutely already do this. There's a difference, though, between doing it because our subconscious minds, by the way, are connected. That might not be news to you, or it might be like, hop in a wall, you know, like, what? We're connected, all of us. There's threads between you and people you've never met. You're connected. The connection in our subconscious minds is a very deep level of connection. So a great way to understand this is, I want you to think about an iceberg, okay? An iceberg in the water. That little tip you see above the water is your conscious mind. It's what you think you know and everything that you're aware of consciously. Just below the water, you see that tip broaden and turn into a really big iceberg. That part is the kind of personal level of your subconscious, but that iceberg goes down even deeper. And as it goes down deeper, it widens out and it goes down into like the abyss, the darker part of the water. As that widens out and goes down deeper, it's connecting to other icebergs around it. And at the deepest level, it's all connected. So we are reaching people. We are going deeper into our own subconscious to reach others. That's the mechanics of it. That's what's happening. And that's why we can all do it, because we are all connected at the deepest levels. Make a quick downloadable 5-step or so worksheet for you to grab. If the notes aren't clear here, I will work on that and post it there. So I wanted to share with you when I did this in a class, was it last year or the year before, when we did our telepathy class. And I was trying to send the word feather, or the idea of feather, to the class. And I want to share with you that in one session with a group of people where we were all just trying to connect, I want to share how close we got with one practice. Are you ready for this? The word was feather. The package, the brain package I sent, was feather. These are the words that I got back. Freedom, free, light, free. A couple people got the feeling of smooth, flimsy. Everybody got smooth, a sensation of smoothness, peace. All right, peace came. How cool is that? So this is, and that's without really practicing a lot. That's with one session of working together. That's how close people got. So telepathy is absolutely amazing. You can practice it on your own. Like I said, the other person doesn't have to know. Guess what? It's way more fun to practice with a friend. So if your friend is into it and is like, hell yeah, what else do we have to do? Let's get telepathic. Then you can really have fun and journal what happens. Because, you know, in a year or so, as you look back and you see this, you'll be like, holy crap, that was amazing. And look what we can do. So I hope you enjoy that. So these are the karma cards now through April 5th. For those who are new to karma cards, let me explain how they work. There are 3 decks here: the planets, signs of the zodiac, and the houses of astrology. I've already asked my team, what is the message you have for us this week? They have delivered this message. And there's 2 sets of answers. There are action answers in red, outcome answers in blue. And the way you play is you decide if you need red, action, blue, outcome, or purple, which means both. So here's the flavor of that reading while you're deciding. The Sun. Oh, the best card you can get. Other than Jupiter and Venus, we got the Sun. I mean, those are the 3 best cards. In Scorpio. sign of mystery, deep mysteries of life. Highly psychic. In the 6th house of health and service. So health and service. For those choosing red or action, your spiritual action at this time, demonstrate the extraordinary power of prayer as a full-time job. I don't think I have to spell that one out, okay? Demonstrate the extraordinary power of prayer as a full-time job. It's very important that we all understand, especially those who are already in resonance with the idea of high vibration, of manifesting, of quantum physics. It's really important that you understand the future is not written, that what you think about the future is important. And they have said this message to me several times. It's been in private groups, but they've said it several times. You are holding a portal open for the next moment, for the new earth, they said. That's the literal words they're using lately. We're holding the portal open. And this moment right now feels intense for us because we've been holding that baby open. And trust me, they said, we understand it's not easy, but it does get better. And that's what we have to focus on. So focusing the energy on holding this as a full-time job right now, it means that anytime you feel your vibration slip, anytime you feel yourself go into doubt or fear, you need to address that, acknowledge that it's there, and go back to the intended frequency again and again and again. It's very important for us to do this. Mental action at this time. Realized the highest and lowest aspects of serving. So this means to be of service to others. Realize the highest and lowest aspects of serving. So they want us to be aware of, and this one's come up a lot recently too. The highest aspects of serving is to recognize that you can be of service to others and holding that space to actively do it. That's high aspect. Low aspect is martyrdom. And this one is tricky for a lot of givers. Givers have struggle with martyrdom. It's okay. You're in a safe space to admit it. But there's a lot of people who's like, throw me under the bus. I don't matter. Just save everybody else. Right? That's what a martyr would do. They would throw themselves in front of the train to stop it. And what our spiritual friends, our non-physical friends want us to know is nobody has to do that. That it actually is going out of balance with service. So what the martyr and the narcissist have in common. Now, no one would go, whoa, martyrs and narcissists have things in common. They have one thing in common, is they see themselves as separate. The narcissist, the service to self, sees themselves as superior and therefore separate. The martyr sees themselves as meaningless, like unnecessary, and therefore separate. To be in balance with service is to include yourself in the whole, the entirety in that aspect. So they keep asking us to be aware of this, that nobody is required to sacrifice themselves to serve the greater good. And the greater good includes you. And what they want more than anything is for us to understand that we are connected. That is a very important message that they keep. We're doing a great job as humanity. I'm very proud to be part of humanity because we're doing it. We're showing connection. We are coming together. They want those who really want this to work out to not sacrifice themselves. Remember, you're a part of the collective. Okay, so that means take care of you. That's shorthand. Take care of you. Okay. Physical action. Act like a leader. Control the situation and do it a little bit at a time. So right as they said that reminds me of something that they put in front of my face this morning. I didn't expect to find this here, but I want to share it with you really quick. So act like a leader, control the situation, and do it a little bit at a time. This is the message that I got from them. They said the leader demonstrates confidence that challenge can be met, the need resolved, and the crisis overcome. I'll say that again. The leader demonstrates confidence that challenge can be met, the need resolved, and the crisis overcome. And what I got from my team, another thing they're saying to me is, everybody here, every human is a leader to someone, even if it's just one person. And what they keep saying is somebody is watching how you're handling this, and they will take that cue off of you, how they react. Even if it's just one person, somebody's watching. So our answer is to hold the frequency that challenges can be resolved, needs can be resolved, crises can be overcome. We're holding that space, okay? And you do it a little bit at a time. That means like every day, just like they said, it's a full-time job, a little bit at a time. You do not have to throw yourself out of whack to do this, okay? So that message feels, I don't know if it feels stern to me, but it definitely feels clear and resolute that right now holding the frequency is the full-time job. You are the leader. You are showing people that it can be resolved and that you do not need to go out of balance. You do not need to sacrifice yourself, your health, or your well-being to do this. You do it a little bit at a time. Yep, eat the elephant one bite at a time. Absolutely. So for those who choose blue or both, your outcome answers are for the sun in Scorpio in the 6th house of health and service. They come together. That's the way it was designed. Right. The spiritual outcome at this time, the creation of purification to resurrect service to others. The creation of purification to resurrect service to others. I'm sorry. These are happy tears, by the way. That just got to me. It's really hard to be like on camera and like having a moment. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. For those who follow alternative information, I think you'll understand this on a deeper level. The resurrection of service to others. It means the good guys win. And that's all you need to know. And another thing that they say is that please ask, pray, and ask. Praying is asking. And then meditate to receive the answer. Okay? Meditate to receive the answer. So I've been meditating and I've been asking. They say ask a question, one question, a specific question, and meditate on it. And so I've been asking, how does this all turn out? And I just got my answer. So I feel really good. I think that what you just saw was just this wave of relief. And all day long I've been getting a lot of confirmation. I didn't expect to do this in front of everybody live, but I'm excited. I am excited. Service to others is the positive polarity. So for those who know the law of one or have studied that or have heard me talk about it, the positive polarity in the law of one, the ascension polarity is service to others. And the purification of the planet resurrects and I know this is really confusing to watch for, people who are like, what the hell is happening? And just, I'm overwhelmed. I'm really excited. And I feel so much like deep relief in my heart. And I want to give it to people. I want them to feel the relief on a deep level. And I hope watching me spaz out on camera does that for you. I hope it does that for you. Or I hope you find the thing that gives you relief on a deep level. I just want you guys to know how much I deeply love you. I mean, I know I say that at the end of every one of these. But I feel like this whole experience, I mean, I knew my heart was open to other people, but I just feel like it cracks open more and more. And I want everybody to win. I want everybody to feel relief, and I want them to feel joy and peace and know how deeply they are loved. And this was my moment where I got that. And I hope you feel that too, or at least you get that moment for you. Okay, I will finish this. I will finish this reading for you, but I gotta take a screenshot of this, I think, because I don't know if I'm gonna believe it after I'm done. Okay. Thank you so much for staying here and enduring this, because this is... I can't be cool, guys. I tried to be cool, and I failed at being cool. Okay. Keep it together. Okay. All right, so that's the spiritual action. Whew. Okay. Mental action, or outcome rather, spiritual outcome, that was spiritual. The mental outcome at this time is the gaining of respect for or from the secrets of what is good for us. The gaining of respect for or from the secrets of what is good for us. Hopefully I keep this together through the rest of this, but this comes from the law of one again. We create catalyst to experience growth. And it seems fucking backwards, but it works. And it's one of the most powerful things that we create to ascend, to grow spiritually, to grow as a soul. So catalyst is difficulty. Catalyst is strife. Catalyst would be, I don't know, let's think about this, like a world freak out pandemic over a virus, right? Like, does that seem like catalyst to you? Because I feel like it does. So the event is, it triggers us to change or to grow. It shakes us out of any false reality. One of the things I see a lot during this time is no one can keep a mask on. I just showed you that. I can't keep the cool veneer up, right? Not that I am sure I ever had it, but I definitely lost it there. Nobody can keep their masks on. So who we are underneath, or what we are, where we are emotionally, or where our emotional intelligence is at, where we are spiritually, it all sort of bubbles up to the surface so that we can keep growing, we can keep expanding. So we look at these events and we're like, damn it, I hate this. This is awful. This is the worst thing ever. And yet humanity grows and knits together. And that is the secret that something like this is actually good for us. Now, I know that as we assign meaning to it, we find that it is good for us. We don't like that we have to go through catalyst, and yet we program it in individually and collectively so that we trigger growth. If growth doesn't happen, we trigger it for ourselves. So am I saying we made this? No, what I'm saying that on a spiritual level, we are very okay with this. That's what I'm saying. Even though on the physical earth level, we might be very upset and very frustrated and very fearful of it, on a spiritual level, we respect it already. Okay, physical outcome at this time, physical outcome at this time. Things brought to life or light, resulting from the power of your work. This goes right back to the action that they spoke of about our work. What our full-time job is holding the frequency, the vision, and the intention of our future. It is not written in stone. And the more we focus on what we want to see, not what we're afraid of seeing, but what we want to see, the more that we do that, we will bring to life and light what it is we desire. So how do we do that? Number one, you've got to get more invested in what you want than what you're afraid of. If you can't get there yet, talk to somebody that you trust about what you're afraid of so that you can move through it. Because until you're more invested in what you want rather than what you're afraid of, you're going to keep focusing in on that other reality, the reality where things fall apart and you don't like it. It's not your fault. It's a very triggering time. Look, this is like master level Jedi work they're asking us to do, but I think we're quite capable of it. But we do have to recognize and address fear and deal with it head on. When I taught dream work, lucid dreaming, whenever we would approach a nightmare, our instinct is to run from it. There's the nightmare, I'm going to run. In a dream, if you run from it, it chases you because it's a magnetic law. It's a law of attraction kind of situation where as you run, the thing you're running from will follow you because you're like magnetized to each other. So in the dream nightmare world, what you do is you turn and you face it and you look at it and you either say something like, you have no power over me, leave. Or if for those who are really curious, you'd be like, hey, what do you want? I'm listening now. So what do you want? And then the thing communicates to you. And many times what happens in those situations is it morphs, it turns into something else. It's not the thing you were afraid of. It turns into something amazing, like you at a younger age, or a parent, or a lover, or somebody else that you were, and the energy is what you're dealing with, right? So my point is around that you must turn to the outcome you want. And that has to be more enticing to you than the thing you're afraid of. And until you turn and face that and look it straight in the eye and say, what do you want? It's going to keep chasing you. So please reach out and talk to someone. Let yourself speak. You're not asking others to solve your problem. You're asking for space to express yourself so that you can hear it and deal with it. As you get that, you can then consciously turn towards that which you desire. And one more time, they said, things will be brought to life or light resulting from the power of your work. So during this time, please hear the message. You're the good guys. Your work is to focus on the reality you wish to see in this world, that we are master creators. We are magnetizing what we want to us. The more of us that can focus on what we want to see, the faster it can come. And the last thing I'll leave you with is it's natural to slip back into fear. It's natural to like be like, oh, I'm holding the frequency of positivity, and it to like collapse on you because something triggered you. And what you should know is that positive energy holds a higher quotient of magnetic possibility than negative energy. In fact, it takes more people, physically, more people thinking negatively to help it manifest than it does for a smaller group of people to positively manifest. Meaning, we don't need everybody to do it. If they did, awesome. But honestly, light builds off of light. So the more intensely you focus on it, the more you build up the energy of positive magnetic pull. Why the negative side wants people to fear. They need the numbers, okay? They need the numbers. They need you afraid. They need your neighbors and everybody else pulling this down in frequency. They need physical numbers. The positive polarity does not need physical numbers. They need strong intent. Okay? So when you see people in fear, and you feel like you can't reach them, you feel like you can't tell them to stop being afraid, don't worry about that. Send them love, send them compassion, hold them in your heart, and do this for them. If you've got the power, call it in for them. And know that on a subconscious level, they're with you anyway. I'm going to take a picture of these cards so I can keep them. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being with me through that. I will read all your comments. I didn't get to because my eyes were like full of tears and it was scrolling fast, but I saw a lot of hearts come up. I saw a lot of love and support. And so thank you for holding that space for me. I hope that I held some space for you. I hope that this is something that gives you hope and peace. I hope that you get your message, the message that you've been asking for. I hope that comes and gives you the sense of relief and joy that I felt in tonight's karma cards. I want that for you so much. And if you need someone to hold space for you while you work through your fear, you can always reach out to me. You can send me a message here. You can private message me on Facebook. I'm happy to do it. If I'm at personal capacity, I will tell you, because again, I don't need to throw myself under the bus. We can all be taken care of together, but I will hold space for you. All right. So please be gentle with yourself. Take good care of yourself and hold the positive frequency of the best that's yet to come. Okay, sending you so much love, and keep an eye on my YouTube channel for those instructions on telepathy. I love you. Bye. Thank you for watching. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I release a new video. Until then, stay magical.